We are continuing from our previous blog, and I will take you around the city of Cambridge and Boston in this blog. After finishing the epic tour of Harvard University in the last vlog, we came down to experience another historical and famous university called MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology. The campus of MIT is called a blended campus because it spreads into the city, which is building spreaded into other city buildings as you are seeing in the video. It also has some buildings that are even shared by various companies. A private research institute in Cambridge, Massachusetts, MIT was founded in 1861 by William Barton Rogers to advance technology and science and accelerate American industrialization. It started its first class later in 1865 because of the Civil War that started that time.
This is my fourth floor now, so I'm still getting the hang of it. Where we are now is a lot of that is done in here. However, we also have a lot of robotics and mechanical engineering going. I know.
These are some of the buildings where many internet researches, robotics researches were done in very earlier years of their birth.
So our undergraduate program is actually very, very small. And then our graduate program is roughly 7,000 students. We also maintain like a 3-to-1 or 1-to-3 faculty to student ratio.
MIT adopted a German polytechnic model of education, stressing upon more on lab-based knowledge and research rather than merely theoretical knowledge.
Yeah, a little bit of MIT culture. MIT students are very, very big pranksters.
Its original campus was in Boston's Back Bay, and then in 1916, it moved from there to its current campus of 160 acres beside the Charles River in Cambridge.
This now is our Earth and Planetary Science building. So a lot of our research that goes into global warming, water filtration systems, thermal country, all that is done.
This is the Green Building, Building 54 of MIT, which is a 300 feet tall, 21-story building. MIT students installed custom wireless LED lights in the windows. Each window acted like a pixel on a huge screen, and people played the Tetris game on its windows using a small box in the ground.
And just sit down and take a It's also very nice because the one on campus hub is also in the building. So after you fail your exam, you can go downstairs. If you guys do decide to go there, it's called the Money. You might be making while you're there.
Think about it. This college boasts 100 plus Nobel winners as its alumni. MIT was informally called Boston Tech. Despite Harvard University's repeated attempts to acquire MIT to merge into its Lawrence Scientific School, MIT retains its own identity. With great donations from an unknown and mysterious Mr. Smith, who was later revealed as George Eastman of Eastman Kodak, MIT builds its own bigger campus called the New Technology Campus beside the Charles River. It is said that George Eastman gave a total of over $25 million to MIT as donations in the then currency. This building is called the Great Dome, Building Number 10, a 100-foot wide neoclassical structure completed in 1916. MIT students are famous or infamous for playing pranks, which they call it hacks. Some of the examples of these hacks happen here are: once students placed a realistic replica of an MIT campus police car and also a fire engine on top of this massive great dome. They also installed an upside-down room on the underside of the Wisner Building Media Arch on M Street. The display featured a pool table, a leather chair, framed paintings, a lamp, and even a resting cat prop, all completely inverted and hanging in the air. Students also frequently play smaller scale tricks inside their dorms, such as completely rearranging or turning a peer's room upside down or inside out. So you understand the side effects of being a genius in the studies. MIT has contributed significantly into the fields of radiation research, early internet researches, computer science, artificial intelligence, defense research, aerospace, life sciences, biotechnology, Lego project, etc. Visiting MIT and not saying hello to Charles River, which witnessed the evolution of MIT since its inception, does not quite seem right. So we went to the banks of Charles River just across the street from MIT campus. It has played a crucial role in shaping the industrialization and education centered around it from the Native American era. The city skyline you are seeing just across the river on the other side is Boston. Some more information about MIT. It has an urban campus that extends more than a mile along this Charles River. Academic buildings are connected by an extensive corridor system. MIT is a state chartered non-profit corporation governed by a privately appointed board known as the MIT Corporation. MIT has 5 schools: science, engineering, architecture and planning, management, and humanities, arts and social sciences, and 1 college called Schwarzman College of Computing. The institute doesn't operate a law school or a medical school. In keeping with Men's at Manus, MIT's curriculum promotes hands-on work extensively. MIT places among the top 5 in many overall rankings. The Times Higher Education has recognized MIT as one of the world's 6 super brands on its World Reputation ranking. After finishing our MIT tour, we spent some time in the banks of Charles River looking at this beautiful river, the boating and kayaking that people are enjoying, the mind-blowing skyline of Boston just across the river, and the historic Hartford Bridge over the river that connects the city of Boston with the city of Cambridge. That's Boston skyline. The Charles River, or simply the Charles, is an 80-mile long river fed by approximately 80 streams, and it finally merges with Boston Harbor. This Charles River is also renowned for the 3-mile Head of the Charles Regatta rowing competition, which is the world's largest long-distance rowing. The river is found always busy with rowing, sculling, canoeing, kayaking, paddle boarding, dragon boating, and sailing, recreational and competitive activities. Queen Bay Queen was the traditional indigenous name for the Charles River, meaning turns. When John Smith presented the New England map to Prince Charles, the future King Charles I, he renamed the river name from Massachusetts River to Charles River with his own name, and that name survived even today. After capturing some of our moments in the camera, we bade goodbye to MIT and the Charles River. We came back to the MIT side again by crossing the road to catch a cab to cross the Hartford Bridge to go to the other side of Charles River where Boston is. While waiting for the cab, we captured some more moments by the side of MIT and the Charles River. We crossed the bridge and reached Boston. We wanted to get a bird's eye view of the city of Boston, but unfortunately, we did not have wings. So we decided to head to the top of a famous building called Prudential Tower. The Prudential Tower was designed by Charles Lookman and Associates Company for Prudential Insurance, which is now Prudential Financial. Finished in 1964, the building is 749 feet tall with 52 floors. Many different companies like Accenture, Boston Properties, SAS, once Procter & Gamble, and many other companies have their offices in this building. After buying tickets that costed us about $34 each person, we went into a super fast elevator to reach to the 52nd floor, which is called the View Boston Observation Deck. So we came to the top of the Prudential Tower. This is at the 52nd floor of the Prudential Tower in Boston downtown. So if you see, there is a river, and that's dividing the city of Boston to the city of Cambridge. So if you look right across the river, you can see MIT. So that's MIT. So that's the beautiful view from the 52nd floor of the Prudential Tower. Look at the city of Cambridge. Look at that, this is the city of Boston. On the other side, look at the massive buildings, houses, skyscrapers, small buildings, residential buildings in the brick tone, you see, with a black top, the roof, all over the place. Look at those houses, black top, black roof, and then the red brick wall. That's kind of the norm, I think, for the residential building and the official building. Like the old ones, really, the old ones had that tone. I think that came from England. And that's because this is part of the New England. So you get to see a lot of British, style of buildings everywhere. Look how beautiful the city of Boston is. So right in the entrance, when you get down from the 52nd floor in the elevator, you are welcome with these beautiful, bountiful streams of flower everywhere. By the way, these are not real flowers, these are all plastic artificial flowers. So this welcome you right when you get out, step out from the elevator. See the city of Boston. See the style of the houses, the architectural, the color, the shape. And if you look far, 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 feels like there is a mountain at the horizon. Some short mountain peaks that are nearby Boston are Great Blue Hill, Waits Mountain, Mount Wataktik, and then True Alpine Height Mountain, Mount Wachusett, is further away from the city. Or you see the water bodies. See that plane landing? That's the Boston Logan International Airport. Look at the massive skyline of Boston. You see that bridge? There are two of them. One is this side, and if you go the other side, closer to the MIT, you will find another bridge. So from that bridge, you cross from the city of Cambridge, you come to the city of Boston. So Boston and Cambridge are like separate cities, separated by this water body. And then far, 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 far ahead, you see the massive water body. That's probably the Boston Harbor. Boston Harbor, eventually merging with Atlantic Ocean. So from 52nd floor, we came down walking to the 51st floor. So basically you have to first go to the elevator from the bottom of the tower, reach to the 52nd floor through the elevator, and then come down walking to the 51st floor for additional views. And it's like an open space, much more open than the previous 52nd floor. And you get a better view, I believe. Better open and real view. It's like open to sky. You see, this is from the 51st floor of the same Prudential Tower. So that's the city of Cambridge on the other side of the river, and that's city of Boston on this side. So that's the city of Boston. Look at that thin building. So this is a model city. Wow. Situated in 50th floor, this is part of the Boston 365-degree 3D model with projection mapping, an immersive 270-degree theater, and neighborhood discovery tool. That's the view of downtown Boston one more time. And if you see far, you see a little strip of land, and that's the airport, Boston Logan Airport. You see some aircrafts taxiing there. So that's part of the Boston Logan Airport. And the water body you see all over, that's the Boston Harbor. This 50th floor observation deck, known as the Skywalk Observatory, was for many years the highest publicly accessible viewpoint in New England. There used to be a restaurant called Top of the Hub, a legendary 54 years old 52nd floor destination that permanently closed in 2020. And this river on this side is called Charles River, and then you have Harvard further along that shore beside MIT. The Beacon Bistro at the 50th floor and Stratus at the 51st floor were the main dining venues inside this tower. However, they permanently closed to the public on April 21st, 2026. You can spot a plane about to land. Boston Logan International Airport, opened in September 8, 1923, sits on a peninsula directly bordering Boston Harbor, with several runways extending out into or immediately adjacent to the water. Because of this coastal location, many arrivals and departures feature dramatic views of Boston Harbor, the Atlantic Ocean, and the Massachusetts Bay. And the airport even features its own water transportation dock connected by shuttle to the terminals. After coming down from Prudential Tower, we headed back to our hotel and called it a day. On the way, we saw many landmarks, bridges, etc. that we captured along the way. This bridge is known as Leonard P. Jackim Bunker Hill Memorial Bridge, also known as the Jackim. It is a cable-stayed bridge in a harp configuration with cradles, completed in 2003 on Charles River. The bridge concept was designed by Swiss civil engineer Christian Menn in collaboration with bridge designer Miguel Rosales, and its design was engineered by American civil engineer Ruchu Husu with Parsons Brickener Wallace Floyd Associates. The bridge name commemorates Boston area leader and civil rights activist Leonard P. Jackim, who championed building bridges between people, and the Battle of Bunker Hill. This green bridge you are seeing was opened in 1950, is called Morris J. Tobin Memorial Bridge, which is a famous two-level pea-green steel truss bridge in Boston. It carries US Route 1 for over 2 miles across the Mystic River, connecting the city's Charlestown neighborhood to Chelsea. This bridge is also the largest bridge in New England. Finally, we reached hotel and rested that night well to prepare for the next morning's journey. Next morning, we headed for open-top sightseeing bus tour of Boston downtown. We are passing by the same two bridges that we passed yesterday evening. You can try to remember the names of these bridges that I have already told you, and that will be a quiz for you. A beautiful glimpse of the Boston downtown skyline is visible. Another interesting fact about this Jakim Bridge is that the bridge features two distinct V-shaped towers that resemble the obelisk of the nearby Bunker Hill Monument. It was built as America's first wide hybrid cable-stayed bridge, combining steel and concrete framing methods. This tunnel we got into is called Thomas P. O'Neill Jr. Tunnel, commonly called the O'Neill Tunnel. It's about 1.5 miles long underground through the downtown Boston. It was built as part of the Boston's Big Dig project to handle Boston's increasing traffic. The Big Dig project, officially called the Central Artery and Tunnel Project, was a massive mega project taken up in Boston, completed in the year 2007. It included building this underground O'Neill Tunnel, replacing the earlier 6-lane elevated highway. The project also included building the Ted Williams Tunnel, extending I-90 under Boston Harbor to the airport. Then also building the Jakim Bridge over the Charles River and building the Rose Kennedy Greenway, a 300 acres of open parks, plazas and public spaces was part of this project. A tunnel opened up to this beautiful Boston downtown landscape. That's the Boston Harbor. We parked our car somewhere near the harbor before heading for the bus tour. This is the Boston downtown. We are just about to get on the hop on hop off Boston City bus tour. Look at the hustling and bustling of downtown. So we got onto the top of the Boston downtown sightseeing bus. So this is right in the center of the downtown. That's the Boston Harbor. So that's the Boston Harbor. You see far ahead, lots of ships, boats are there. Tower you see, that's called Boston's Customs House, where all the tariffs were paid.
Contract with the British government. In the 1840s, they started bringing passengers out here. That's how the Irish Catholics got out here. And that gave them so much experience, they started one of the biggest, fanciest cruise lines in the world.
The bus started moving slowly inside the heart of the downtown Boston, passing many famous roads and crossings, surrounded by beautiful buildings and architectures that are full of historical significance. Look at that building with one side horse and other side is the lion.
To this day, they don't know
Statue.
who did it.
Look at that cluster of buildings everywhere.
So on the right is Quincy Market and Cannell Hall, Sam Adams Tap Room.
So all these many buildings are built like 200, 300 years ago.
British soldiers British officers were tried for murder.
Oh, that's a university.
Second victim of the Boston Master, Patrick Carr, built the circle on
This is the Boston City Hall right beside us. This is called Center Plaza.
And today there's the Government Center Plaza. Taking left onto Tremont Street, the Street of all the Firsts. Coming up on the left is the King's Chapel Burying Ground, the oldest graveyard in the city of Boston. On the corner is the King's Chapel, built in 1686.
As we are taking this tour, it turned out to us that Boston is a city where many other first civic amenities like the first police station, the first post office, the first public garden, etc. were set up. And honestly, I was really amazed and thrilled to know all this as we are passing by the historical roads of such a glorious city. The first public school in America was the Boston Latin School, founded on 23rd April 1635 in Boston, just a few blocks away from this spot. It is the oldest public school and the oldest existing school in the United States. Philemon Portman was the first schoolmaster who took the very first class in this school.
Very important.
This church is called Park Street Congregational Church.
Got beaten up by a group of factory managers so bad he couldn't get out of bed for 3 days.
Okay, right in front of me you can see Boston Commons. This is the first public park in America. Boston Common, established in 1634, is the oldest and the first city park in the United States. It has 50 acres of land, and interestingly, cows would graze on the green space of this park until grazing was banned in 1830. From the colonial times till today, this park has been at the center stage of American history. It has witnessed various sermons, executions, protests, and celebrations, and has hosted many famous visitors from General Washington and Lafayette to Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. and Pope John Paul II.
The first subway went from here to the Second Light.
America's first subway, Tremont Street Subway, that opened to public on 1st September 1897, was established here just a few blocks away. It was set up to move crowded electric streetcars underground off the busy downtown streets, and today it is used by the MBTA's Green Line. It carried more than 100,000 passengers on its very first day of operation. This proved that the subterranean public transit could succeed in American cities, and it paved the way for the construction of rapid transit system later in New York City, Philadelphia, and Chicago. This is also the third oldest underground transit system using electric traction in the world, following London and Budapest. Emerson College is the Grand Lodge of Masons in Massachusetts. Look at the architecture, look at the style, how the buildings are made. This is the theater, and apparently this is the first theater using electricity in America.
Hard fruit. Look at the stained glass, and if you look way up.
Bijou Theatre here in Boston was the first theatre in America to use electric lighting. Opened in 11th December 1882 with a performance where an incandescent electric lighting was used that was personally installed and supervised by Thomas Edison.
The blue-green glass buildings at John Hancock.
This is the New England Law College. It's truly the education hub
See how it sinks?
of America. Now it is time for the first public garden of America. Yes, it is here as well. Boston Public Garden is the first public botanical garden in America, established in 1837 right here. It spans 24 acres and is famous for its ornamental flowers, Victorian layout and iconic swan boats. You can see that bronze equestrian statue of George Washington, 38 feet tall, sculpted by Thomas Ball, is widely considered the largest sculpture in the city.
Beautiful churches.
This area called Boston Back Bay.
Coming up on the right is the Ritz-Carlton Hotel. They own the This is the Trinity Church of Boston, situated in the Back Bay neighborhood. The original church was established in 1733, that was destroyed in the Great Boston Fire of 1872. And then new structure was erected between 1872 and 1877. Look at the architecture and the structure of this church. That's the public library of the city of Boston. Copley Fairmont Hotel, the Old South Church, finish line of the Boston Marathon. The Boston Public Library is off to the right beyond it.
Boston Public Library, founded in 1848, although is not the first library in US, but it was the first large free municipal library in the United States. Holding 24 million items, it is one of the largest municipal public libraries in the country as well. Look at when it was founded, it is written in the Roman numbering MDCCCL 3XV3. That's the year 1888, when the cornerstone was laid for its famous historic McKim building. That's the Prudential Tower, right in front of us, the tall building.
The whole area is on the list of National Historic Landmarks. The third floor of the third building on the right is the purple tinted glass. It's the original glass from the 1840s.
Looks like this is a residential house built in the 1800s. I didn't know earlier Boston is where many firsts in the US were set up. And as we are moving through the city and we are getting to know them one after another, our surprise, awe, and the knowledge about Boston were gradually skyrocketing.
See the statue of John F. Kennedy? There's Abigail Adams. First off, there was cedar shingles. But this is a stop for the State House.
Look at that building with the golden top.
Station House.
That is the Massachusetts State House.
Subway in America.
Massachusetts State House, also called the New State House, is the state capital for the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. The building, designed by architect Charles Bulfinch, was completed in January 1798. It is considered a masterpiece of US federal architecture and is among Bulfinch's finest works, and was designated a National Historic Landmark for its architectural significance. The original dome was wooden, which when leaked was covered with copper in 1802, followed by grey and yellow painting, and finally was gilded with gold leaves in 1874, and then again later in the year 1969 and 1997.
Of course we're moving right now.
One another interesting fact about Boston is that the city was called as the hub of the solar system by author Oliver Wendell Holmes in his 1858 book, The Autocrat of the Breakfast Table. There he mentioned this exact state house as the solar center in this context. Although it was used in a satirical sense by the author to mock high pride of local citizens who viewed their town Boston as the center of culture, but over time this label evolved into the more common nickname, the hub or the hub of the universe for the city of Boston. And honestly, given the number of first examples of various civic amenities that this city takes pride on, this nickname, I think, is not a misnomer. That's the Eagle Monument. The first American lighthouse, Boston Light, erected on Little Brewster Island in 1716 in Boston, is the first and oldest light station in the country. This is where somewhere John F. Kennedy lived.
See the stars?
So you see, Boston is where many first civic amenities in the USA were set up. So in that respect, I think the city of Boston can be called a leader of many civic benefits that we enjoy today. So this is where the Boston Underground was first set up.
Break up the kazoos.
This is the Boston Police Station. So first organized police station apparently started in Boston here. As you can see, first police station in the United States was also set up in Boston. The first publicly funded organized municipal police department in the United States was established in Boston in 1838. That is Boston's public market.
The oldest commercial thoroughfare in New England is on the left. See the bell in hand?
The Bell in Hand Tavern you are seeing is widely considered as America's oldest continuously operating tavern, opening its doors in 1795. So I believe that's another example of yet another first ever.
Here's Panel Hall.
This is a building made from the bricks imported from Great Britain.
Financial district. Black glass building on the left is stock exchange. If you look inside
That's the
it,
stock exchange.
you see a white
Black building is the stock
They
exchange.
preserved the
poster.
original stock exchange
53
building right in
state.
there. Post Office Square. First federal post office in America started in Post Office
Oh, the
Square.
first ever post office
Ben Franklin
in America
the
was
first
started here as well.
postmaster General.
The first colonial post office in the USA was also established in Boston in 1639 at Richard Fairbanks Tavern. Right now we are passing through the post office square in the city. Boston has many nicknames. They are the city on a hill. This came from the governor John Winthrop's goal to create the biblical city on a hill. This is also called the city by the bay because this is facing the Massachusetts Bay. It is also called the hub that I explained earlier in this blog. Then this city is called Athens of America. It's because its great cultural and intellectual influence. Then this city is called Puritan City because of the religion of the city's founders. Boston is also known as the Cradle of Liberty. It comes from Boston's roles in instigating the American Revolution. Boston is also called the City of Notions. Then Boston is also known as America's walking city. It's because walking is thought to be an effective and popular mode of transit in this city. Interestingly, Boston is called also Bean Town, and it's because Boston's regional favorite dish has been baked beans. Boston is also called Title Town and City of Champions because of the extraordinary success its sports teams have brought. Boston's NBA and NFL teams have won many championships. And finally, the Oldie Town is because Boston is one of the oldest cities in the US and is also sometimes called the City of Neighborhoods.
Excavated that hill to build the street we're driving on. During the Battle of Bunker Hill,
That's the financial district, you see?
we were playing Yankee
So all these
football dandy
buildings
on the price.
are banks,
What does it mean?
stock exchange,
Yankee
various financial
word
institutions.
means to rip.
That's the Boston Harbor Hotel. This is called the Wharf
There's
District
water.
because it's right beside the water and all the boats are docked here. Look at that Sail Boston flag. Sail Boston is a periodic international maritime festival that brings a grand fleet of majestic tall ships and military vessels from around the world into the Boston Harbor. Boston Harbor is just right across the street that you're seeing right now. To commemorate America's 250th anniversary, serving as the grand finale of the National Sail 250 celebration. Coincidentally, the event took place in the days we visited the city. Look at the beautiful and marvelous architecture of these buildings. And if you have noticed in the earlier clips, Boston is a great blend of very old historical structure and architectures along with the newer structure built with the latest technology existing just beside them. And the material, craft, the style, the grandeur of these buildings are truly world-class. This is how our memorable bus tour ended, and as we got down off the bus, another great surprise was awaiting us. We experienced that memorable and spectacular event of the parade by the naval crew who came over here from 20 different countries all over the world to celebrate Sail 250. With this beautiful display of musical patriotic spirit of different countries, I am finishing my blog here today. I hope you all like this blog. If I have shown anything wrong or said anything wrong or inappropriate, my sincere apologies for that. I will continue our journey in the city of Boston in my next blog. Till then, stay happy, stay healthy, stay patriotic, and stay tuned in this channel. Thank you.